If you make way too many unforced errors when you play, I'm going to help you with that in this video by explaining 3 very simple but absolutely essential things that you should work on to cut down on the number of unforced errors. And the first one's kind of simple and obvious, but you are potentially falling into this trap and just going for way too much on your shots, just trying to hit with too much power or going for shots that are maybe a little bit unrealistic with your current skill or ability level. You know, part of the difficulty here is we see the pros play, they're amazing, they crush balls, they take balls on the rise, they do all this stuff that is actually extremely difficult to do, and maybe you're trying to do those things and it's just not appropriate at the moment. So step 1 is take a little bit of pace off the ball. You don't need to hit it hard until you get to much higher levels of the game. It's just about hitting the ball consistently. So take some off the ball, and again, try not to go for crazy shots. You know, you get the ball up there, you don't want to be trying to crush a backhand down the line. That's a 1 in 10 shot. That's not what you want to be going for. It's all about kind of developing the mindset to be more consistent, and that in itself can make a huge difference. The second thing that you're going to need to work on is your preparation and movement to the ball, because so many players miss shots because they are out of position, and then they're basically trying to hit a shot that's not necessarily possible because of the position they're in. So it's really important to understand that and to try and prepare early, so you're focusing on watching your opponent make contact, landing from your split step, trying to react quickly, and then it's going to be a case of trying to use the appropriate footwork and make sure that you're set up in the right position. Now, when it comes to position, we've got a couple of different dimensions that we want to be thinking about. Firstly, we need to be the right distance from the ball. So forehand, backhand, two-hander or one-hander, we still need to be the right distance from the ball. If I'm too close, it will throw off all of the biomechanics on any shot. If we're too far away, again, it throws the biomechanics off, and that increases the likelihood that we're going to make an unforced error. So as the ball's traveling towards us, we have to be processing it, making a calculation, trying to set up the right distance from the ball. The second part to that is going to be the height of the ball. Now, often when the ball is a little bit shorter, that's a little bit easier. It's just a case of stepping in. Now, you've got to recognize it and you have to move into position, but normally the movement itself is a little bit easier. Where things can get a little bit trickier are when the ball is hit deeper. A lot of players are kind of stuck to the spot, and then they're trying to either take the ball on the half volley or they're trying to take the ball up too high. And those are just simply really high level skills that for most players are going to be too hard. That's kind of 5-0 level tennis, 4.5 kind of at the absolute lowest. But honestly, if 4.5 players could take balls effectively and consistently on the rise or up high, they'd probably be playing a higher standard, providing their movement is reasonable. So what you have to understand is that it's a case of dropping back, giving yourself space, allowing the ball to drop into a more ideal contact zone. So just giving yourself the space and allowing the ball to drop, it's going to give you a much more efficient stroke. Combine the spacing with the right height of ball, maybe between knee and waist height, and now the biomechanics are way easier, and your likelihood of making an unforced error will go down significantly. Now, this means that you'll probably need to do some work on your footwork. Instead of going into that here, I've got videos that are going to help you, so I'll place some links down in the description to videos that will help with the forehand, the backhand, single and double-handed, so you can check those out so you can start going through this. The third thing that you want to focus on working on is going to be watching the ball through to that contact and trying to keep your head stable, so your head, your nose and your eyes are going to be lined up with that contact point for a moment or two after contact. So when the ball's down there, everything's lined up. As I come in towards contact, I'm turning my head and my eyes and then trying to see the ball hit the string bed and keeping my eyes and my nose and my head there after I finish that contact. Now, you may not be able to see it perfectly on and off the strings, but that's okay. Just keeping your head in that position, developing good quiet eye is going to really help with your visual stability and your level of consistency, because so many mistakes happen just because players lift their head and they take their eye off the ball. So this has to be a priority. Now, it's often a two-step process to deal with this. Part of it is the awareness, the on-court practice, and just making it a priority and focus on it. because there's a lot of things that you can get distracted by. You have to not get distracted by them. You have to focus on the visual contact, and you have to kind of remind yourself over and over again until it becomes more of a habit. But then the other side of it is potentially it's really difficult for you because, you know, the quality of your eye movements and the function of your visual system doesn't allow you to track the ball moving in different directions while you're running and doing everything else that you do on court. The good news, though, is that vision's actually quite trainable, very trainable, in fact. And to help you with that, I've created a free tennis vision starter program. It's going to take you through a series of drills that are going to really help with your ability to track the ball. I'll place a link to this free program up there and down in the description. Click on either link and it'll take you over to a page. Enter your detail there, and I will send you this free program. Okay, 3 simple things for you to start working on, but it's going to make a massive difference and you can implement them quickly. Be disciplined. Don't go for too much on your shots. Don't try and hit them too hard. Tennis is primarily a game of consistency and allowing your opponent to miss the ball. Focus on the footwork, the movement, the preparation. The better position that you get set up in, the less likely you are to miss the shot. Thirdly, double down on watching the ball through to contact. It's going to be one of the most important things that you can do to hit with consistency. And of course, training the vision alongside that is going to make a massive difference. So 3 simple things. This is going to cut down on the number of unforced errors you make.